Guys, welcome back. Today we're doing a frozen buttercream transfer. And what this does is this allows us to take an image and then to basically turn it into a buttercream cake topper or cupcake topper for that matter. And it's pretty simple to do, and it gives awesome results. So I'm going to do just a really simple one today, and this is my Snoopy Halloween one. And you can see Snoopy and the pumpkin here, and also Woodstock right there. So what we're going to do is basically I've printed out the image, I've flipped it over, and I've just traced the reverse side of it, okay? And then I have taped it to a portable surface, and then I took a piece of wax paper and put it on top and also taped that down. The reason we want it on a portable surface is because we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the freezer from time to time as we're working on this, okay? So you want to be able to move it around pretty easily. So the first thing we're going to do is just take some black icing, and I've just got the Wilton black icing decorators tube, and I put a tip on there, and this is tip number 2, and it's just a fine writing tip, okay? And the first thing we would do is we would basically outline the entire image in black, okay? First I want to point out these two images are going to be separate. I have nothing to connect these, so I would just do them separately, okay? But you could even just do a little, you know, circle and then fill it in with the background color of your cake, and that way you can just have it as one image. It would also be a little bit more stable. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do Snoopy for today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out by outlining the entire image in black, and we're just going to find a starting point, okay? And you are going to touch down with the icing onto your photo, and then you're going to lift up. Not a good way to start out, but that's okay. And you can just wipe it off if you make a mistake. This is pretty forgiving. So what we're going to do, I might need to get a wider tip. But what we're going to do is, again, find a starting point. We're going to touch the icing down so it stays, and then we're going to apply even pressure and squeeze. And we're going to we have, I don't know if you can see that, but that icing is raised off of the wax paper just slightly, and that allows us to control the placement of the strand of icing, okay? And we're just going to, and if it plops an air bubble at you like that, it's fine. You're just going to put it down, and you're going to start again, okay? And I have a paintbrush that's handy that we're going to use to go back and connect these lines, because we need to make sure that all of these lines are connected. Okay, so we're just going to pipe Snoopy out, and I could have turned this from time to time. It's kind of weird doing this stuff on camera, guys. I mean, really. If you try to do videos, then you're going to totally understand what I mean. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard, but it really is. Okay. And I'm just going to go back, and I'm just going to touch this up a little bit, and then we can thin that line back out. I'm not really too worried at this point, because this is easy to fix. But I'm just going to add a little bit more icing through here. Okay. You want to make sure that you knead the tube really well. That's going to help with the problems of it separating on you like that. This little collar. That's my little boy back there. Okay, and I went ahead and did his little nose. Don't worry if you have some icing that's got peaks on it. We're going to fix that too. I have not mastered the art of black icing, so that's why I use the tube. And it's just giving me a lot of problems right now. But if you can make your own black icing, that is definitely the way that I would go. Okay, I'm gonna get this finished up and then we'll come back. All right, guys, so that's it. I've done the outline, and at this point, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go back in and we're gonna color in some of our areas. And I'm just gonna prepare one of my icing bags. And I've got some orangish yellow, and I'm going to go in and do the shadows here of his eyes, and all I'm going to do is follow in as close to that black line as possible. And then we're just going to fill it in. We don't really have to worry too much about it being smooth because we're going to go back with a brush and tidy some of that up. But you just, and that way we can also make sure that it gets into those corners. But you're just going to fill that area in. Okay, and some of those smaller little corners, again, you're just going to take a toothpick or a paintbrush, and we're just going to move the icing into those areas. Okay. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to go back and I'm just going to push the icing around with my paintbrush. I'm going to push it into those corners. I've got a very light touch, okay, but I am just making sure that the icing is worked all the way down into those little crevices. Okay. This is a real fun way to do a birthday cake. It's a really good way to do cupcake toppers. You can really do just about anything with these transfers, and they look really good. That, and they taste better than fondant, so I mean, it's win-win. It really is. Okay, so I'm gonna touch up my little line here, and then if I go back and I see any areas that are pushed up, like my little black areas, I can again just take my paintbrush and just fix them. Okay, if you get some of your color over your black line, it's okay, because we're not going to see the side of it anyway. Alright, so there's that part. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to continue the rest, and we'll come back and I'll show you a few more details.